The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
It's game day, baby. Can the Jets finally win a football game and get win number one of the Aaron Glenn era? We'll talk about that and much more. GreenBean's going to join us. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. The 2025 New York Jets season is officially here. Can Aaron Glenn lead the team back to the playoffs and finally deliver on the promise this roster has shown? Every step of the journey, the Jake Asman Show will have you covered, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. SuperChats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now. Here we go, Jet fans. It is game day. Can the Jets finally get a damn win this evening? That's all that matters. They could win 2-0. It doesn't matter. Win a football game. You look around the NFL. You look at what happened yesterday. What's happened so far through the first 4 games of the year. We've had upsets. We'd have teams get off the good starts that we weren't expecting to do anything, a la the Indianapolis Colts. We have seen opportunities for the Jets to win games the first 3 weeks. They easily could be 2-1, 1-2. Instead, here they are at 0-3. Their head coach last week said, we're not the same old Jets. Well, so far, 3 games in, the record is the record. We know Aaron Glenn's a Bill Parcells disciple, so are you not what your record says you are? Right? They got to win games. No one's expecting the Super Bowl. No one's expecting even a playoff season. I think we all should expect better than an 0-4 start. This is a Dolphins team that is reeling. Their defense can't stop anybody. As bad as the Jets' defense has been, the Dolphins have been even worse. Their quarterback has been turnover prone. The Jets have yet to force a defensive takeaway. The Dolphins, what they want to do, I think matches up great with what the Jets are able to do, at least offensively speaking. They can't stop the run. The Jets can run the ball, we believe. If not now, then when? It's a huge game tonight. I think there's an enormous amount of pressure on Aaron Glenn and this team to come out and get a win. Yeah, the Dolphins gave you a great effort against the Bills 10 days ago on Thursday Night Football. But was that like their last hurrah for their coach? And if you punch them in the mouth early, they lay down? If you're the Jets, get out to an early lead and really challenge that coaching staff of the Dolphins to keep that team totally bought in. Frustrate Tua, frustrate Tyreek Hill, and just find a way. I cannot emphasize this enough. Find a way to win a football game. That's it. One of these teams is going to be 0-4. Better not be the Jets. You look around the NFL, there are 2 teams that are 0-4. New Orleans and Tennessee. Are the Jets really that bad? Seriously. I didn't have the highest of expectations for this team, but they really in that category? The Saints, who most people projected to have the number 1 pick in the draft, so far that looks pretty good. But even the Saints gave you a real game against the Bills yesterday. They were in that game. A part of it, maybe Buffalo overlooks New Orleans, but hey, they were more competitive in Buffalo than the Jets were at home against Buffalo. Tennessee's 0-4. Well, they were supposed to be awful. They had the number 1 pick this past year. They had to take a quarterback because they needed one, but they weren't ready to plug and play a QB. The bottom line is this. The Jets should not be 0-4. Find a way to win a game. Find a way to win a game. You want this fan base to have something to grab onto, to feel like they're headed in the right direction, then you got to win a football game. And there's a couple things that work for the Jets later and some things that, historically speaking, work against the Jets. The first thing is this. Tua in primetime has lost 6 of his last primetime games. including last Thursday, where he threw a back-breaking interception late in this one. He's had a lot of interceptions this year. Now's the time if you're the Jets. If the Jets don't win the turnover battle, I don't see how they win the game. Win the turnover battle, win the game. The Jets have lost the turnover battle in all 3 of their games so far this year. They've lost the game. The best teams, the defenses that matter, they force turnovers. You have to do it. You do that, I think the Jets can win tonight. They don't, they won't. It's as simple as that to me. So that is a positive stat, right? Tua not great in primetime. If you've been following the show this week, we told you the record for Mike McDaniel, historically speaking, in primetime. Worst records in primetime in the Super Bowl era, a minimum of 10 games coached in primetime. Mike McDaniel is 6th all time as far as having the worst record. He's 3-10. This is Aaron Glenn's first primetime game. Extra scrutiny, extra spotlight on you tonight. You want to talk the talk, you want to say you're not the same old Jets, you got to go out there and have a good performance and find a way to win. You got Justin Fields, who's back. I think that bodes well for what the Jets could do from a running game standpoint, not just Fields individually, but opening some things up for Breece and maybe Braylon Allen. I think that is the stuff that we're talking about. But here's the stat that concerns you if you're a Jet fan. Monday Night Football has been a house of horrors for this franchise. No team in the NFL over the last 10 years has a worse record on Monday Night Football. Jets are 2-8 in their last 10 years on Monday night. Points per game, they only score 16. Yards per game, last. Turnovers, -10. There's been some brutal ones that I could think of off the top of my head, including the Seeing Ghost game with Gase and Darnold in 2019. So you have a Dolphins team that's not good in primetime. Their coach and quarterback are very bad in this spot. You have a Jets team that, yes, it's a new coaching staff, but they've been awful on Monday night. And by the way, one of these 2 wins over the last 10 years was Aaron Rodgers' first game in 2023, which felt like a loss after about 10 minutes once the high of the Xavier Gibson punt return and overtime were off. Trust me, I was there. You got to win games. There are 2 winless teams in the NFL right now, and they were expected to be awful. The Jets were not expected to be on that level. Dolphins had a team meeting after week 1. Beat them. Win the game. Period. That's what you have to do if you're the Jets. You got to win tonight. The latest injury report from over the weekend. No surprise, but the Jets did officially rule out Jermaine Johnson, Jarvis Brownlee Jr., who could be back as early as next week, some believe. And then Kene Nwanu, who was doubtful, he was listed as out as well. So he will not be a part of the kickoff return unit. Win the game. Nothing matters. You can't talk about, we're not the same old Jets. You can't talk about changing the culture unless you win football games. And I think if you're the Jets defensively, here would be my approach. I'm not expecting the Jets to be able to stop Miami completely. They're going to make their plays. What I would do tonight, if I'm Steve Wilkes, if I'm Aaron Glenn, is I am making Tua have to go through his reads. I am making Tua have to have long, methodical, 10-plus play drives if they're going to find the end zone. Keep everything in front of you. Tua has not been reading defenses well this year. He's turned it over a lot. Give him different looks. Don't give the same look over and over again so he gets comfortable. Switch up between man and zone, different looks, and dare him to take the easy stuff in front of him. Dare him to not force a ball because Tyreek Hill's unhappy he's not putting up big stats, right? Sauce, play well on Hill or Waddle whenever you're matched up with them. Put yourself in a spot where you're basically challenging the Dolphins quarterback to have to do what Brady did as well as anyone, right? Take what the defense is giving him, dinking and dunking, checking it down. Like the Dolphins, it's no secret. They got speed. They want to make big plays. I'm allowing everything in front. All right, if I give up field goals, fine. I'll live with that. But keep them out of the end zone. And really challenge Tua. If he's going to get them in the end zone, make them earn it. Don't let these 3 or 4 quick explosive plays be the reason why you can't win this game. Challenge Tua to really go through his progressions, go through his reads, and see if he'll throw you another turnover because that's what he's been doing. He's thrown an interception in each of the first 3 games, including 2 in the first one. He'll give you an opportunity to make plays. And for the love of God, catch the football if it hits you in the hands. Catch the damn ball, period. But I once again, to me, turnovers and really challenging Tua to have these long drives where they're going to score touchdowns. None of this quick play strike stuff. Keep everything in front of you. I'll live with field goals. I think the Jets could score points on this Dolphins defense. I think they could run the ball, which also will allow the Miami Dolphins offense to not be on the field. But tonight's a must win. All right. You can't say you're not the same old Jets if you're Aaron Glenn, and then you lose to a division opponent in primetime that is reeling. You have not won in Miami since Rex Ryan's final game. Time to change that. Speaking of Rex Ryan, it is game day. Let's do a huge giveaway on the show this morning. Get people fired up. Sexy Rexy, a Rex Ryan signed helmet is up for grabs. Gift the channel membership if you want a chance to enter. We'll spin the wheel at the end of the stream today. And reminder, our daily raffle is during every show, but our weekly raffle is on Tuesdays. First show tomorrow, we give away a signed New York Sack Exchange jersey, signed Bart Scott jersey, and a signed C.J. Mosley jersey. So if you want to enter for the Rex helmet and the weekly prizes tomorrow, gift channel memberships for your chance to win, or send in a $10 super chat or higher, and you will qualify. Before we bring on today's guest, let's give you an update on the latest betting odds for tonight's game, courtesy of FanDuel. The Jets holding steady as a slight underdog. 2.5 points is the spread. Jets trying to win as a road underdog. Not a big underdog, but a slight dog against the Miami Dolphins. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, before we bring on today's guest, a huge shout out to Bo, who just gifted the community 5 channel memberships. He enters our raffle for the Rex helmet at the end of the show for 5. Bo, this is for you.
Bo knows football. Bo knows baseball. Bo knows tennis. Bo knows basketball, too.
Bo knows channel memberships.
Oh, hey now, the membership's flying off the shelves on game day. The Austrian Jet fan just gifted another 5 memberships.
We are mama way.
Keep them coming, baby. Rex helmet up for grabs. Last day to enter the Asmaniac raffle. Also, AJF, I see you gifted one right as the show was starting. So you have 6 entries so far. And a super chat from Dom who says, our time is now, JETS. Win a damn game, baby. Win a damn game. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a dear friend of the show, one of the best Jet content creators out there. He lives and dies with this woebegone franchise. GreenBean joins us now. GB, it's game day, baby. Can we win a football game tonight?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, man. 0-3 going against 0-3. Somebody's got to win.
That's the best I got too, right? Someone has to, unless they tie. I mean, we did get a tie in primetime last night, so I guess you never know.
Yeah, I mean, when do you remember the last time we tied?
I don't think I can off the top of my head. Do you?
No, I would probably remember it it's been a minute. I don't look, you know what would be the worst? A tie would be bad. It would be just stupid, right? Like how dumb can we look in front of the world? It's like, it's like walking on, doing something on stage, like giving a speech and you find out your zipper's open. It's like one of those, that's how stupid it would be. But the worst thing would be Zach Wilson playing and looking like an all-pro, Jake. I got to be honest. As the day, every minute that clicks off the clock, I'm getting more nervous that's what's going to happen. I don't know why.
Man, I mean, look, it could happen where he gets in the game because with Tua, you just never know. He's one hit away. I mean, we've seen this countless times, especially in primetime. I feel like he's had a lot of these, concussion injuries pop up in primetime games. So you're not crazy for feeling that way. That would probably destroy me, the thing you just outlined there. If Zach Wilson comes in, plays well, and the Dolphins beat the Jets, that would probably be the worst I think it will have ever been as a Jet fan. I don't know.
Yeah, because look, Aaron Rodgers was bad enough. And you know what's weird? Like last year, we had this opportunity, right? So we had Aaron Rodgers and all the hoopla and all the primetime games. And we were playing the Denver Broncos with Zach Wilson. We were playing Sam Darnold with Minnesota. We had Geno Smith. Like we had the potential of like a revenge, like kind of, rising past the goop that we are just perpetually walking in. And we lost all of them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like we never get that side. And it's like, as much as I just don't believe in the skill set of Zach Wilson, he's not going to ever be anything, in my opinion, right? But it's like, if he comes in, Jake, it's the Jets fan storyline. It's just, we've seen it too many times, and just like you said, that would be worse than losing to Aaron Rodgers in week 1 with 4 touchdowns. All of a sudden he's throwing 4 touchdowns again and he looks great. And, this like all that shit that we got to deal with. But Zach coming in and lighting us up on Monday night would be too much. I might bounce. It might be the straw.
Might be it. By the way, a couple people in the chat looked it up. The last time the Jets played to a tie, GreenBean, October 2nd, 1988, they played the Chiefs to a 28 all-time.
No wonder I don't remember it. That was, I was just, 88. I was like a freshman in high school in 88, Jake. So, yeah, it's hard to remember that.
You were partying. You were getting after it. You were living life.
Right. I was just starting. Back then we had, do you remember beer balls? Are you old enough to remember that, Jake? They were like 3.5 gallons of beer. It was like for if you couldn't get a keg, you can go to the store and get a beer ball and it tapped. That's what.
That sounds awesome.
Oh yeah,
the
party balls. Budweiser had theirs and Coors had theirs. So you can get like Coors Light, Bud Light, but yeah, we'd be walking around with these 3.5 gallon balls of beer. That's what we were doing. No wonder I don't remember that.
I love it. Now, a couple super chats here. Bo says the last tie was in 88, but the score was 17 all. So we don't know the score, but we believe it was 1988. The last time the Jets played to a tie. Spencer Green checking in with a super chat here. He is in our Rex Ryan signed helmet raffle at the end of the show this morning for 2. He says, here's the deal. Jake and GreenBean elect to kick the Dolphins' ass. Good morning, Gary, Beast, and by God, Bobby Midnight. His show yesterday was great. PBM, Neil GreenBean, Weatherman, Brigo. Spencer, spreading the love to some popular as maniacs this morning. Now, GreenBean, let me ask you this, right? You're a long-suffering Jets fan.
Indeed.
What did you make of the head coach last week after a loss saying they're not the same old Jets? Because it annoyed me, and if he's going to say that, I'm expecting them to win tonight because you can't say you're not the same old Jets and then start 0-4. So I think there's a lot of pressure on Glenn to get this team ready to roll tonight, especially with Fields being back. So you can't say it's backup quarterback. He's got his starting quarterback back. Dolphins defense is terrible. Like, you got to win tonight if you're going to say you're not the same old Jets, because until you start winning, you are the same old Jets. I don't care what might or may not be going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. Well, I look, so I have a little bit of a different stance than I think, than you just shared. But the thing is, he led with it. He wasn't asked about it. As a matter of fact, he said it a couple times, and I forget who it was that asked the question, which I really appreciate. He said, well, what you're saying it's not the same team. Because he didn't say same old Jets first. He said, we're not the same team. We're not the same team. And he just volunteered that. So somebody said, well, you say you're not the same teams as what? Not the same team as what? And he said, that same old Jets. I hate that. And it's like, well, okay, that's fine. But why are you you don't need to lead with that. You don't need to come out and just start that conversation, because like you said, buddy, the results, like Parcells, his mentor said, you are what your record says you are. You can feel, we saw Ulbricht, and how many times did Ulbricht say that? This is not what we are, not who we are. And I think Connor Hughes said, well, at what point when we do this every week, and every week you're blowing fourth quarter leads and you whatever, at what point do you just concede? This is who we are. We suck. You know what I mean? At what point does that happen? So I think I wasn't quite as upset with it. Like I saw a lot of nitpicking last week, right? Like Glenn got excited and did his little Aaron Glenn dance at a very, very exciting play. And we were all over that. Now, if we win, there's no issue with that. We know that, right? It's all great. It's all fun, but we didn't win. So now it's bad. When he clapped for the team, I spent 2 days talking about when he did that. He's trying to keep his guys' heads out of the gutter, because the Jets have something that this is the real job. And if we're not going to be the same old Jets, here's the real issue. It's not what play calls we run in. It's not, which linebacker is doing the whatever. It's the overall thing. The Jets are quitters. All right. We are an organization of quitters. You can see it on their team for the past 4 years. They were allowed to quit. There was no repercussions. Jake, how many times did you just turn the game on? We're on drive 2, and you already know what this game is. There's not going to be any fight. It's going to feel like it's 12 hours long. It's going to be the most boring Sunday. And you already know because you can see it on their faces. You can see it. Robert Saleh had no answer for that. As a matter of fact, he thought that you didn't have to have an answer for that. So Aaron Glenn, like we saw it in Buffalo, as soon as Justin Fields overthrew Garrett Wilson and then there was the fumble, dude, the whole team quit. There is no fight left. They're just waiting to get out of there. So Aaron Glenn has to fight that before we're not the same old Jets, because and that's going to be a tall order. He's going to find out that some of the guys that we think are long-term for this team, they might need to go, man. They might be tainted too deeply with quitteritis, if you will. So that's the real job from my point. We got to not quit.
I love that breakdown. As far as the game tonight, right? It just feels like if you're not going to beat Miami now, when are you going to beat them? I mean, I know you were on hold when I was wrapping up the monologue. They haven't won in Miami since Rex was the coach. Like, that is just sad. Like, that place, that building has changed over 7 different names since the last time the Jets actually won there. They got to win tonight. I understand that one win doesn't mean everything's different, but it just feels like the fan base is just dying for a win, and if they don't get that win, this could really spiral and be bad because where's their first win coming from if you can't win this one tonight?
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right, man. And you know what? I actually was at that game the last time we won down there. I was at that game. I got on the field and I was able to meet Rex Ryan before the game. The guy next to me had a thank you, Rex. That was Rex's last game as a head coach of the New York Jets. And we go out there and look, I wanted to lose it because draft pick, blah, blah, blah. Geno Smith has the best game of his career. He had a perfect game. It's just it's the same shit. You want to talk about same old Jets. It's exactly the same story as we see every single year. But you're right, man. We're 1-9 the last 10 games down there. And like you said, if we're not going to beat them now, when? But the truth is that if their offense gets going, don't forget, they have Waddle, they have Tyreek Hill, they're getting Darren Waller back today, they have A-Chain, Malik Washington in the slot. I mean, dude, if they get a groove going, our defensive backs, there's nothing but question marks back there. So it could be ugly, man. I feel confident. I think we're going to go down there. We scored 32 points week 1, got shellacked by Buffalo. We had the big fight game last week and 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, 27 points. I can see the team is either we're going to come over this little hill here and beat a team like the Dolphins, or we're going to have one of the worst seasons that we've had in a long time. And we're going to start talking about it's good because we get our quarterback.
Right.
This is the week where that shit kind of starts getting decided, Jake.
You're 100% right. And here's the problem, though. Who's the quarterback that is the can't miss guy? And even when we get the quote unquote can't miss guy, how often does that actually pan out for any of these teams? Let alone just the Jets. It's such a crapshoot. So I can't go down that path. I want to know if we have a real head coach. And if this team's one of the worst in the league, they don't have a head coach. I'm sorry. People could say, oh, give Glenn more time, this and that. The talent level on this team should not be one of the worst in football. No one's saying they're a playoff team necessarily, but Robert Saleh with Zach Wilson his first year with a roster far worse than this one, he won 4 games. So you can't be that level of awful. And I worry if they lose tonight, all these players who were trying to buy into a new regime and a new way of doing things with Glenn, and it's not the same old Jets. Well, you are if you're 0-4 and you get embarrassed by a divisional opponent that has been even worse than you've been through the first 3 games. At least the Jets could fall back on, hey, we played 3 really good teams to start the year. The combined record is 8-1, going into this game here. But that's not enough. That's not enough. Like, you got to win tonight. I keep coming back to that. Like, if you want to prove things are going to finally be different or start to be different, win a football game tonight against a team that's in your weight class.
Right. I think that's exactly right. They're in our weight class. We should be able to compete minimum, but you should be able to drive the dagger into this team. But here's the other question mark. We got Justin Fields coming back, which I am excited about. If we're going to do anything this year, it's not with Tyrod Taylor, everybody. And hopefully last week quieted whatever chorus, the old saying, the backup quarterback's the most popular guy on the team, right? And that was already starting because he had one bad game. He had a really good game, Fields, and then a bad game, and it's like, he's out. I want Tyrod Taylor, right? That's where we are. And so Justin Fields coming back is exciting, but we don't know what this kid is for us. We don't. If you look at his two games, they are polar opposites. One, he's, laser accurate, just small windows, pinpoint, getting it to the, Ruckert on third down, and he looked great. The next game, he was throwing it 10 yards over a wide open Garrett Wilson's head. So we don't know what the hell's going to, show up on the field tonight. If he does show up and is just somewhere in the middle, I think we can beat this team. Their defense is really nothing to instill fear in us, and they're without two of their starting cornerbacks. So we should be able to do some stuff. My whole thing, man, is our defense. The only concern I have is our defensive backs versus really top tier receivers. And the other solution would be, like, we have to get to Tua. We have no Jermaine Johnson. So it's interesting, man. Like you said, it's in our weight class, but while I'm confident, I can't be dishonest and tell you I'm not nervous about this.
Oh, you have to be nervous just because the way the Jets have played in their history, there's nothing's a sure thing. Nothing is going to be easy for this team. I'm right there with you. Some super chats here. And by the way, for those tuning in late, we are giving away a signed Rex Ryan helmet at the end of the show. This is your last day to enter the Asmaniac raffle. First show tomorrow on hopefully a Victory Tuesday morning stream with Beningo on with us. We give away a signed Sack Exchange jersey, Bart Scott signed jersey, and CJ Mosley signed jersey. Adam says, I am a very positive Jet fan. I see a path to 500, not ready to give up on the season. But saying all that, you have to win tonight. No excuse. I mean, we've been talking about a GreenBean, but here's a graphic from Badlands that kind of illustrates the upcoming schedule. If you want to point to the fact they played Pittsburgh, really good team. Tampa, really good team. Buffalo, maybe the best team in the league, the first 3 games. Okay, fine. Look at the games coming up. And now Dallas is not going to be easy because of their offense, but their defense is allowing the most yards in the NFL per game. Like, that should be a game with you being home. Denver feels winnable. It's in London at a neutral site. Carolina, they were awful yesterday. That feels winnable. Cincinnati without Burrow feels winnable. Cleveland certainly feels winnable. They all feel winnable, but can the Jets actually win the game? Like, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Did you watch that Dallas game last night?
I did. I watched the entire game. I had Dallas getting 6.5, so I was feeling very good about getting the points there.
Yeah, I'll tell you. As I was watching that game, and it's funny, I was talking to some people yesterday. Just as I watch these games around the NFL, don't you get the feeling sometimes that we don't play the same sport as them?
Yes.
Like for real, it's like when you look at it, you're like, how do they just do that? Like, they're on the 2-yard line and they just run to the corner and they get a touchdown. Like, I was watching the Chiefs and I'm like, we make everything look like it's the hardest thing in the whole wide world, right? We got to it's 3rd and 1 and we have all this movement and crazy. It's like, dude, it's 3 feet. Just get the 3 feet. I don't know. So I'm watching that Dallas game and I'm thinking, because they're coming up in 2 weeks, I'm thinking, woof, I don't know, man. I don't know. We were looking at it like, hey, man, Dallas is a winnable game, and technically, but they look like they might just be able to lose their shoe in our ass. That's what it looked like to me. So I don't know what.
You know what's sad though? Like, we all now feel that way. It was not supposed to be that way. Like, people now are trying to change the narrative of what this team was. Like, oh, it's a rebuild year. It's like, okay, that might be true because we didn't know what Fields was at quarterback, and there was a lot of new players you're working into the offense and concerns with the receiving depth, all that. The defense was supposed to still be a strength. Your coach is a defensive-minded coach. Your DC has been an experienced coordinator. They had 8 of their 11 starters back. I understand Jermaine's been hurt the last 2 games, but like the idea that the Jets were supposed to be this bad on defense, that is such BS. Like the people defending this coaching staff, no, the defense should not be this bad. And if you're going to blame Wilks, who hired Wilks? And that's my big issue. It's like, I understood there'd be issues offensively. We're Jet fans. All we know is bad offense for the most part, right? But the defense being this bad where we feel like we don't have a chance against a team like Dallas just because they're going to score points. Like that's pathetic. The defense should not be this bad.
Well, I do agree with that. Like you said, and the main reason being, look at all the starters we have coming back. And, Aaron Glenn being a defensive coach and all that. But here's the other side to that. And this, I'm going to ask you this because it feels to me like, all right, when we hired Aaron Glenn, I thought one of my concerns was that we were going to give him more rope than we've ever seen because of who he was, right? He's Aaron Glenn. He was drafted by us. He's a Jet great. Then he came back into the league through us as a scout and all that stuff. And he wanted the job, which is all positive. But doesn't it feel to you, and you're a good person to ask this, because my interpretation is we are harsher on this guy than we've been. Saleh got significantly more rope. Adam Gase got more rope than we're giving. Todd Bowles, well, he had that good rookie year, so that was one thing. But it feels like we are harder on Aaron Glenn than we are, significantly harder than we've been on any coach that I can remember. Everybody got the first, if not the first season, the first half of the season. Like we're game 2 talking about, and like you just mentioned it, we don't have a coaching staff. Well, like I said, it's not just the players, man. There's a mindset in the Jets, and you can run all the tackling drills, and you can, bring in some guys, and you can rah, and you can do all that shit, and it'll have a certain amount of impact. But when Josh Allen runs through a bunch of your guys and throws a 40-yard touchdown, they're the guys, those starters that we're looking at as a positive, they're used to packing their bags and getting on the plane and flying home in the first quarter. That's what they're used to doing. So Aaron Glenn figuring that out, I think, is the real task. And that's not going to be figured out. Like, why aren't they tackling? I made a video, like my podcast that I put out today, Wilks came out and said, well, we're watching the tape and guys are running around, but we got to get them to run with purpose. It's like, what the fuck are we even talking? What do you mean run with purpose? The entire game of football is built on one premise. They want to get that brown ball to that line. I want to stop them. If he has it, the only thing that stops him is to bring him to the fucking ground. So why are we seeing 4, 5, 6 guys bouncing? What do you mean? Like, what does that coaching meeting look like? When you sit down with a bunch of veterans, we're at the NFL level, average salary is $6 million or whatever it is. And we're talking about, hey guys, when you're running, I see you running. That's good. I appreciate you running. But when you run, you got to have a purpose. You got to see that guy with the ball. We got to, like, what could that possibly mean? The only reason that there's 2 reasons that you would miss a tackle. One is the guy's better than you. Like, you're running into Derrick Henry. You don't have the chops. He's bigger, stronger, and he used you like, he used you as a doormat. That's one thing. Sometimes that happens. There's just the guy's badass and he ran you over. The other one is you're not 100% into it. You think that just because you're there, he's supposed to go to the ground. So you're not giving 100% effort. And the way to fix that, there's one way to fix it. This is your opportunity to do it. You don't do it, you're fucking off. I will sit your ass down. I'll put you in purgatory for the next 3 years. I will not put you on the field. That's it. Nothing else will fix it. So when we talk about what the coach is doing, is he this, he's that, dude, he's got to fight the quit. He's got to beat the quit out of this team because that's who we are. And in order to change it, that's not changing in 2-3 weeks. It's just not. Now as we move forward and we're able to put points on, and some guys, Brandon Smith, out of all people, is the only sure tackler in the defensive backfield. As we start to build on this, maybe, just maybe, we start to see some semblance of what they want to build. But I don't know if it's going to take 2-3 weeks, Jake. I really don't.
100%. And all that's fair. It's just they were so much better defensively the last couple of years, and it's a lot of the same players. So we could say, it takes time for all this, but I mean, they were never this bad. I mean, to your point on the tackling, like this ended up being a 25-yard game last week. Like, what the hell is happening here?
Yeah.
And I can show you play after play of Clemens through the first couple games, including this one here, where it's like, what are you doing?
Dude,
and
that's my favorite play of all time.
Yeah.
This is my favorite clip of all time. What is he doing? Look how far out they're like, dude, you got to contain the edge. And they put him out. He can cover the slot receiver. They put him so far out. And look at him. What is he doing, Jake?
But he keeps playing. So then it's like, oh, well, Glenn's holding guys accountable. Why? Because he cut the 52nd player on the team and Xavier Gibson, who never should have been on the team in the first place. Like that's why also, to your point on Glenn, he's also not getting your typical benefit of the doubt that a first-year coach would get. Because of how long, and this is not his fault. He's not responsible for 15 years almost of not making the playoffs, but it's how specifically the last couple of years have went, right? With Rodgers and all that blowing up in the Jets' face, and it was the worst 2 years ever. So you have that. And he talked the talk, and they're not backing it up. He said they're not the same old Jets when they're 0-3. People are like, what? Even before that, we're going to be physical. We're going to play our brand of football. They asked him before the year, how will you evaluate what a successful season looks like? And he says, if our fans watch us and they feel proud to be a fan of our team, well, we're 0-3 for the fourth time in 7 years, more than any other team in the NFL over that span, right? Like that's why there's a lot of angst in the fan base. And we could say they've had a difficult schedule to start the game. Okay. I mean, I'm looking around the league right now, and right now there's only 2 teams that are 0-4. And they were the 2 teams that most people expected to be by far the worst in the league. The Jets weren't supposed to be that. They lose tonight. They're no better than New Orleans. They're no better than Tennessee. You are what your record says you are, and you got to win tonight. So I think everything you're saying is fair, but it's got to translate early on here to at least get one win. I mean, Adam Gase was the last Jet coach to start 0-4, and then I think it was Lou Holtz after that or before that. So, like, we're talking about uncharted territory here in bad Jets history if you start 0-4 as the first-time coach of the Jets.
Yeah. So I do want to point out one thing. When we talk about the defense being better than it is, last year we lost how many 7, whatever it was, fourth quarter leads, right?
Yep.
So the defense gave up that final drive and the whole thing. Very similar to what we saw against the Bucs. Like, who didn't know with a minute and 40 left, like all they got to do is get in the field goal range? Who didn't know that shit was a wrap? Right? Like, that's just us, right? But last year, Jake, don't forget this, everybody. Jeff Ulbrich, as our head coach, had to do a tackling demonstration. All right? So this is not something that is anomalous and just born this year. This is something that does carry over, and Aaron Glenn and Wilkes and everybody else is tasked with fixing. They have to fix this. And just like you said, Clemens, I don't know how much room they're going to give this guy. I just don't understand it. Last week, obviously, the face mask penalty turned out not to be a face mask, but it doesn't matter. He's always going to draw the penalty. And on top of that, he's as ineffective as anyone I've ever seen. I would much rather see McGregor and Watts out there. And Tyler Barron. Like, look, you traded up for Tyler Barron, whatever the hell that was. Stick him out there because he cannot be worse than Michael Clemens. He does not seal the edge. He does not pressure the quarterback. He's terrible in run defense, and he's going to get you a 15-yard penalty every single game, pretty much. So he's a liability. So that's one that I agree with you. I'm working on. But the idea that this problem isn't like set in. Yes, 2 years ago, our defense we were stout, but then we had CJ Mosley, we had JFM, we had a different cast of characters. Some of these guys are holdovers, the Quinnins, the Quincy's, the Sauce Gardners, et cetera. Michael Carter doesn't look the same to me. He looks like a shell of himself, which is, I think, why we have Brownlee in here who won't play this week. But again, this is something that's deep-seated, and we've only given Aaron Glenn 3 weeks to say that he's a failure, at it, and
he definitely needs more time, but I understand why there's added angst with this hire. Because once again, it's doing the same thing all over again. Outside of Gase, who never should have been hired in the first place, it's once again first-time head coach with a defensive background that none of us have any idea if he's any good. He's a former Jet, which we love, but that's only going to get you so far once the game starts. The honeymoon's over. You lose tonight.
Well, and you know what, Jake? You know, I was doing this with somebody I like last week in a live stream. Half of my live stream were too young. They don't even know who the fuck Aaron Glenn. Like, he doesn't mean anything to them. They weren't around as Jets fans when he was playing, which is a long ass time ago. It's like putting Don Maynard. And, you know, it's like, okay, he wore a Jets uniform in some yesteryear. It doesn't mean anything. Like, to a guy like myself, I loved Aaron Glenn. You know what I mean? He was like one of my all-time favorite Jets. So to me, it's a different thing. But to a lot of Jets fans, it's just another guy. So what? He used to be here. What's the big deal? He's just another guy. But like you said, you know, the 15 years of angst, here's my concern. That we're going to take 15 years of complete and utter failure, put it on this guy who just might be a guy that you Parcellian, loves the franchise, all this stuff, and we might chop his head off too soon and like taint. Like, I'm just worried about that. Like, I get it, obviously. And there was a great point on Twitter by a guy we know, Sack Exchange. He said the problem is with rebuilds is that it still costs us the same amount of money to watch it.
Great
we
point.
Still gotta, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, this shit ain't cheap to watch bullshit football. Plus the time that we're putting in. I mean, our Sundays tonight, a Monday night, I'm gonna fucking be up till midnight doing whatever. I gotta go to work at 6 a.m. You know what I mean? It's like, this sucks, and it's gonna cost me money. And to do this every 3, of course, it's frustrating. But the truth is Aaron Glenn just got here. He just got so.
That's well said. Well, then you see like the Colts are 3-1. The Giants, they have this upset win yesterday. It's like, give us something, man. You have to give us something, and that's why they got to win tonight. I know you got to run, and you're going to be live streaming the game later, which I love popping in and watching you guys. But this one was from NYJ Pots. We'll get you out of here on this. He wants to know your keys for the Jets to get a win tonight.
All right, the key for me, and it's cliche, but I am a firm believer that our offense absolutely needs to be on the field. Like, you know, we were talking in one of my streams or maybe my Discord or whatever. Somebody said watching the defense bothers, like when the defense sucks, it bothers them more than when the offense sucks. And here's the truth of that. I get that. But the problem is when the offense sucks, they're only on the field for 3 plays. So you don't get to fucking hate them. They just suck, and then they go. And then you watch Jamie and Sherwood. He's on the field for his 18th straight play, and he's huffing and puffing. And we get to see the defense kind of suck the whole time. It is paramount. This defense, as we talked about, they're not maybe who they should be. They're not as good as they can be, but they have the ability to be something. We're not going to see that something if they're on the field, if the offense is going up in 3, down in 3 every drive. Like, if we can't get anything going until the fourth quarter, we're in big trouble. So I think the number one key for me, we have to stay on the field offensively, because again, getting the Miami Dolphins, say what you want, but those weapons are legit. They are elite level weapons. If they get comfy in front of their home crowd and the lights and everything, it's going to be a long night. So we need to have our offense on the field. I don't care if it's 4 play. I say it all the time, 4 yards of play, man. That's all you need to do. 4 yards of play, nice 6 to 9 minute drives, get in the end zone, and then your defense can actually have a shot. That to me is the key.
From your lips to God's ears, can the Jets win tonight, GreenBean? Will they get it done?
Well, here's what I'm going to say. All my concerns and everything, I might sound wishy-washy or even like negative. I am 100% confident that we are going to kill them tonight.
Let's go.
That's the truth. We're going to, and I'm confident we're going to win this game. We're going to leave, and we'll be an excited 1-3, baby.
Let's go. Give us something. Give us something, for the love of God. Love it. I'll be watching tonight. Love checking out you, Jets Chaos, Frankie from Flatbush. I don't know how you guys do it, but it is highly entertaining, so I'll be locked in.
Right on, man. Well, look, Jake, thanks for having me on, and let's go get a win tonight, man.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to GreenBean. He's the man. Let's go, Jets. Thanks again to GreenBean for joining us. Smash that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'm going to get to more of your calls coming up. Reminder, join my Patreon. If you haven't, you get access to our Discord. And to everyone who is a Patreon member that's in the Discord, all the tickets, if you purchased a ticket for the Jets-Panthers Asmaniac outing coming up on October 19th, they've been sent out. So check your email, and you should have received your tickets from Matthew Volpe, who is the guy I'm working with to get the discounted group tickets for everyone joining us in section 129. Couple super chats I want to get into, and then we will get to your calls. I also want to remind folks that we have an awesome giveaway today. Last time the Jets won in Miami, this guy was the head coach, which is why I like to do some themes with our daily raffles from time to time. That's why we're giving away a Sexy Rexy signed helmet. Let's manifest the Geno Smith perfect passer rating for Justin Fields later, because that's right. I see we got the super chat from Rob. Have we won there since Geno's perfect QBR? That was the last time. He did it twice, by the way, back-to-back years, 13 and 14. Just one of those weird Jet things. Sam with a super chat. I am just worried since Jermaine and Quincy are both out. It's a must-win. Look, there's injuries all over the league. And the Giants just won a game yesterday. They lost Malik Neighbors in the first quarter. By the way, there goes my fantasy season, for those who care, which is nobody. Like injuries happen. Win a football game. Period. Win a football game. You know, like I just we make too much of injuries. Obviously, if you lose your quarterback, it's different. But like, there's enough talent on this team to win a game. Win a game, man. Look, like the NFL is all bunched up. Look at the amount of 1-2 and 1-3 teams you have. You have a couple of 0-4s now. The Jets really one of those teams? Really? I guess they are if they lose. Bino says, squish the fish. Make or break tonight. 0-4 equals everyone's overrated. A lot of guys on this team. Yeah, I mean, if they're 0-4, 100%. And I think the coaching staff is terrible if they're 0-4. Sorry. Obviously, Aaron Glenn can win me back over by winning games, but you can't come out and say you're not the same old Jets and start 0-4. It's going to be very tough for me to think that we got our guy. Because the problem is, when you're in New York and you're taking over the Jets, even though Glenn was a Jet, he's never been a head coach before. So he's learning on the job. That's why I preached and prayed and wanted someone with previous head coaching experience for this job. Whether it be Mike McCarthy or Brian Flores, who was my number one. They didn't even interview Gruden or Carroll. So we'll see. I mean, obviously, Aaron Glenn could turn this around. They can win tonight. He can get this team going. The schedule softens up. But you just don't know with any first-timer. And I think this is a job that's not for first-timers. It's a very difficult job. GA to AG. What are the odds Will McDonald gets a sack and does the AG dance? I hope high, because I think they need to put pressure on Tua if they're going to win. Black Gypsy enters our Rex Ryan helmet raffle for one. Let's go. Thanks for supporting the show, Black Gypsy. Mr. Gorilla Salad says, I need a t-shirt from GreenBean that says, this shit ain't cheap to watch bullshit football. That was a great line by GreenBean. He's right. Phil says, unfortunately, the Jets is a hard media market. We need in this. I agree. Look, Aaron Glenn is learning on the job. He better learn quick, though. You can't lose tonight. Big Steve says, GreenBean's beard is looking great, per usual. Speaking of great beards, this caller will be in the building tonight, hopefully willing the Jets to victory. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of the Nick Shine Show is on the line. Nick Shine. Hello, Nick.
What's up, bro? How are you?
How is the Fort Lauderdale area treating you?
I don't know if you could see it with the light. It's adjusting, but that's the Hard Rock Casino right there, the guitar. I know the lighting's bad right now.
Have you won copious amounts of cash?
Blackjack is the devil, Jake.
Yes, it is.
Maybe tonight after the game, we'll have an update, a different status report. But, just there's a storm. Like the line of the storm is right on top of this hotel. If I was 500 yards back the other way, I'd be in the sun right now. But it's a little rain coming down out here. Waiting to go up to the rooftop pool, smoke another cigar, and get ready for the game. Listen, man, we got to play Jet football. Now, what is that, right? You know, we're missing JJ, we're missing Quincy. That's a lot of our physicality on defense. That's a lot of our toughness. That's a lot of our better tacklers. So I'm curious to see what they do schematically. I'm a little terrified with Wilkes sending the blitzes at the rate that he does, because that has less guys downfield to tackle. And when you got guys like Waddle, Hill, and A-Chain out in the open, they're going to want to get those guys the ball in space. Because right now, the playbook on us is get guys in space with the ball. They can't tackle in the open field. So I expect a lot of what you usually see from Tua and McDaniels. Quick passes, get their guys in space, and you got to take his first read away. You know, you mentioned it earlier. When you can make Tua uncomfortable and he's got to sit there in the pocket and he gets like nervous feet and nervous energy if the first read isn't open, because McDaniel's entire premise is scheming guys open, hit that guy, let's go, let's move the ball. So I don't have the faith in Wilkes, but if you have 6 or 7 guys in coverage, now if you could find a way to take that first read away, you're giving Will McDonald, you're giving Quinnen a chance to get home and put pressure on him time and time again. So I don't want to see corners 7-8 yards off the line because they're just going to quick pass that shit all day. So man press them, be aggressive and physical with them, take their timing out of their routes, and for the love of God, cover H-Chain out in the flat, man. He's going to catch 7-8 balls tonight easy. If you want a lock of a bet the over on his receptions. Like they're just going to dump it out to him in the flat time and time again.
And they should.
But offensively, spread them out, run the goddamn ball down their throat. And we got to start implementing, like last week, Taylor's interception before the half. Mason Taylor's wide open on a drag underneath. Like every team is hitting drags underneath for big gains. Like the linebackers have to make a decision if they're in zone. Drop back and get your depth or cover the guy crossing over the middle. Make them pay for it. If they drop, dump it to Taylor. Dump it to Arian Smith. Get guys the ball right at the line of scrimmage and let them just catch and run upfield. So I'm looking for a better execution today. And I'm looking for a big bounce back game from this offensive line. They did not put a good film out there last week. Even the running backs who were picking up in blitz protection, there's a miscommunication there. So guys were running free and Taylor was getting pummeled time and time again. So I'm hoping that they have a better showing today. And other than that, man.
How's the weather?
The weather's good. I mean, it rained this morning. Like it was beautiful. I was getting ready. I'm in the bathing suit. I'm ready to go upstairs. And all of a sudden I look out. I got the corner room. So I got windows on both sides. And it's beautiful. And then I look out back that way and there's dark clouds coming in. I'm like, son of a bitch. So it's close to passing. There's some more sun coming in, but you know,
so tonight it should be nice weather.
I'll bring you home a win because
please.
What kind of lunatic would I be to spend money on a trip to go see a loss?
I've done it thousands of times. At least that's how it feels. Where are you sitting tonight? You and Lou B. Love it.
We're in 116. We're on the 40-yard line on the Jet sideline.
Love it. Bring us a win, man. All right. We need it badly. Are you tailgating with the Gotham before the game?
I'm not tailgating, but I'm going to get there early. I don't know where. Right next to the hotel here it's called Lot 70, and they have like shuttles that bring you over to the stadium. So we'll wherever they drop me off, if I see a Jet group, I'll go there. But other than that, I'm going just to make my way in.
I love it. Well, we need a win, Nick. So if they lose, we blame you. If they win, we'll give you all the credit.
You won't give me the credit, but I will accept your blame.
Join us on the post-game show if they win. I want you live reacting with crazy Jet fans leaving that stadium.
You got it. And hopefully bring us some luck. I'll be at 4 of the next 5 games. So,
oh, geez.
Yeah. This is the stretch of the season where it turns around. So let's see. The only one I won't be at is London, but I'll be at the Cowboy game. I'll be at the Carolina game for the Asmaniac Shiner outing, which looking forward to. More people are sending money for the tailgate, so make sure you get your tailgate in as soon as possible. I'm sure Jake has that to pop up if you don't have my info yet. And then we're driving out to Cincinnati. Me and Nick are going to head out there.
Nick, win tonight. We need it.
That's it, baby. 30-20 Jets. 30-20 Jets.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Live from Fort Lauderdale.
One more prediction. Finally, Garrett Wilson, a long touchdown. Over 50-yard touchdown tonight from Garrett. Big breakaway play. I'm feeling it.
Stop what you're doing, folks, and jet up. From your lips to God's ears, Nick Shine. Big Steve says Green Bean's beard looking great as usual. I think I read that one. but it is a great beard. I'll read it again. Jack checks in. He's in our raffle for 2. All I'm asking for is a Jets win tonight after my baseball team has ruined my life. I feel for the Met fan, most of the Met fans out there. Yeah, the ones who tried to rub Soto in the face of Yankee fans. I have, nothing nice to say, so I won't say it. But the true diehards, I feel for you. The only positive thing I could tell you is that at least you didn't have the pain of the Jets at the same time. Right? At least you got to separate it. Because I don't know what you would do if that was all on the same day. If the Jets lose ugly tonight, that's brutal. Mickey checks in. I bet my life Ashton Davis gets an interception tonight. You know what? So I thought Hassan Reddick would get a sack last week. He didn't have one, but he did have that tackle for a loss on the Braylon Allen 4th and 1. Let's see if I could find any Ashton Davis props. Player to record an interception. Doesn't look like they have that. Player to record a sack tonight. Will McDonald is plus 102. I do like that on FanDuel for what it's worth. I think Will have a sack tonight. More of your calls. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Let me talk about 1v1 Me. If you're not familiar with 1v1 Me, well, perhaps you should be, because they basically take the thrill of competition with sports and it applies to video games. 1v1 Me brings competition to video games like Madden, NBA 2K, FC, Call of Duty, Search and Destroy, and you can actually watch and then stake on these matchups. The games are streamed live. Every match has referees. Payouts are instant. So these aren't just random online lobbies of the best players in the scene. Pros, streamers, rivals, season playoffs, and the championship game on the line. Every game matters. Over $100 million has already been paid out on this app, and the community is growing fast. So if you're a sports fan or just a gamer or someone who likes having a little action on the line, 1v1 Me is where you need to be. It's not just about winning. It's about bragging rights, too. Every match has the chat going crazy, and you can back your pick in real time. Download the app today. Use my code Asman, and your first stake on the app is risk-free. That's code Asman for a risk-free first stake. Open phone lines. For those of you who want in, we are giving away a signed Rex Ryan helmet at the end of the show. Let's keep it rolling with your calls. Tim from Fishland is up next. Tim, you going to the game tonight?
Nah. I'm going to sweat my ass off down there.
Tim, your internet is trash. Please call back, and we'll try and get you back on. In the meantime, let's say hello to the Hamburger, who's next. Hamburger is one of the Met fans I do like. Hello, Hamburger.
What's up, Jake? I mean, let's skip past the Mets right now. Don't really feel like talking about it. It's over. It's done with. Let's move on to tonight. I don't feel
the Jets are here to save the day, as usual.
Dude, I don't feel much better about tonight. Listen, man, I'm hoping for a win. We need something. We need something in this franchise. A win would be nice. At least something to feel good about for the week going on. Some maybe some positive new. I don't know, something, man. I'm dying here. I don't know what to do. It's tough, but listen, I hope they come out tonight and the defense puts a stop on them. If they can't stop them, it's going to be over before it starts, man. And hopefully we can do something, man. I don't really have much to say, Jake. You know, when I called in, I wanted to say so much more, but there's really not much left to say. We don't get a win tonight. Unfortunately,
we're talking about one of the worst teams in the league. That's what we're talking about. They don't get a win tonight.
Yeah.
This is going to be a 4-win season if they don't win tonight.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 4, Jake. I really don't. I'm kind of standing by my 2-win. I don't want it. I don't hope for it. I hope we turn around, and I hope we get, at this point now, I'd be happy with 6. I mean, that would be an improvement to where I think we're going to be. But I don't know, man. Things aren't aligning for us. Either we don't have the talent and we don't have the coach, or he just needs more time to figure out the team. But from the way that it looks now, if this is week 4 and you put a goose egg up again, it's a lot to say about you and the coaching staff at this point. Take all the injuries away. I don't care. You got to show up, and you got to show up and beat a team that looked worse than we did. So if we can't show up tonight and we can't take a win, and God forbid if Zach Wilson comes out and torches us down the field, I don't know if I'll be making it into work tomorrow. I don't know if I could face people that are at my job. So, but listen, enjoy the night.
Aaron Glenn might not survive the season, Hamburger.
I don't think
that
so.
happens tonight.
I don't think so, dude. Listen, we go fucking 0-7, 0-8. And there's gonna be pots and pans banging outside and torches coming out to One Jets Drive, ready for him to be out of here. So I don't think that this fan base can take much more of this. I know I can't. I can't go with an 0-2, a 2-15 season. I don't know if I can handle that. I might not watch any more games for the rest of the year. If we start off 0-8, I'm going to turn the TV off probably for the year. So there's not going to be anything to watch. But to my Met fans, there's always next year, right? And let's see if we can get a win tonight. Jets, Jets.
Believe a win is coming, baby. Let's go. Never let us down. Never. It's time. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Let's keep going with your calls. We got a lot of you on the line. I'm going to go live a little earlier in the afternoon for a pregame show. 3:30, Matt O'Leary joins us. We'll preview the game with him. Final updates ahead of this showdown. There's really not much more to really say, right? It's just win a football game. You can make any excuse you want for the first 3 games. Ultimately, your own 3. Win a game. Nothing matters till you do that.
Come on, Jake.
Good morning, Mr. Clifton.
So I think this is the game where if you're trying to change the culture, you have to start to enforce your identity, which is supposed to be as the bully, right? Like, this is a team that can't stop the run. We're supposed to be a team that has these bookend tackles for the next 10 years and good interior linemen. Run the ball down their throat and just prove that you can be that team, especially against teams that aren't very good and have proven they can't stop the run. That's basically what it comes down to. If you want to say not the same old Jets, and like, you have to beat teams like this that are struggling and on their heels. Now, that said, we're on our heels too, right? Like, the offense has had some problems with injuries. They've had some problems with throwing the ball. They've had some, we have some skill player issues at wide receiver, but none of that should really matter, right? The guys on defense have got to play up to their reputation, get enough stops, control the clock, and run the ball down their throats. That's what it comes down to. I was very impressed that Nick said he's going to drive to Cincinnati. That is a haul. That is a long trip. Like, that's basically Kentucky. It's right there on the Ohio River.
That's a lot of pain to drive that far if they don't win.
Yeah, God bless him. But that's basically all I had there, Jake. I enjoy the game tonight.
Kyle, I will only enjoy it if they win. The actual watching of Jet games is agonizing. It's brutal. I like watching other teams play football. Watching the Jets is agonizing. It is not fun. David says, Leany giving it her all on that Jet chant with Fireman Ed. I noticed that too. Everyone look at Leany in North Carolina rocking the Jake Asman Show t-shirt. Look at the passion here with Ed. It's right at the beginning if you missed it. So the first part of the chant. Look at Leany. Right there. The passion. Love it. Speaking of passion, ladies and gentlemen, from Kyle Clifton to the king, ladies and gentlemen, it's King Lowski.
Jake, my brother. It's game day, my brother. Let me just say this, man. Tonight it's no time for moral victories or excuses or this guy or that guy. Damn it, win the game. Miami is trash. I know we garbage, but Miami is dumpster juice. All right? There is no way we are supposed to lose this game. Okay? The secondary is non existent. You can't even name nobody in that secondary. Okay? Garrett Wilson should have at least 120 yards tonight. Okay? There is no excuse tonight. Aaron Glenn, you better coach for your life because that initially is what you're coaching for, son. Okay? From the beginning of the year, from the beginning of the season, what I told y'all, this all falls on Aaron Glenn. And I'm going to say this to GreenBean. The reason we're going so hard on Aaron Glenn, pause, is because we are fed the hell up. Okay? We're fed up, man. This, you come in with the bravado. You come in talking about winning games. This is one of them. This is one you cannot lose. Okay? At the end of the day, our schedule that's coming up, man, it's inexcusable for undisciplined football. Okay? It's inexcusable for lazy, quitting football. Okay? I agree with GreenBean. A lot of these players sit up there, get paid, and quit. Okay? It ain't quitting time today, man. It is not quitting time today. All right? Today is so important. Tonight is so important, man. Not only to the fan base, but to players that say they want to freaking win. To coaching staff members that say they want to freaking win, man. Okay? This tonight is the night. You cannot lose this damn game. I'd be damn if we lose to the damn fraud fish. You hear me? Tonight is the night, man. We cannot play undisciplined football. I say that often, man, but we do it often. Okay? Let's stay disciplined. We gotta win this game, Jake. Tonight is the night. We get our first win and we take off, man. I see a possibility to where we can get 4-3, man. We can get to 4-3. Okay? We can win these next four. So I don't want to hear no excuses from the coaching staff. Son, you better coach them up to your best ability or your ass is on a stick. It's as simple as that. Okay? So, hey, man, everybody enjoy tonight. Shout out to the Asmaniacs. I know I ain't got as much passion as I want to because I'm really pissed off. I really want to go ham, but it's the first show. I see y'all at 3 o'clock. Jake, you know I love you, brother, and you know it's always, baby. Yes.
Let's go, man. Gotta win. All the games are winnable, but they don't mean anything unless you win some of them first. You know, you gotta get the first win. And then maybe they do click and get some confidence going, and Fields could put together a couple good games in a row. Like that's what you need to see. The Colts are 3-1 right now with Daniel Jones. Now the Jaguars are 3-1. The Bears were 0-2. Now they're 2-2. New England's now in a spot where they've won a couple games here, and they're competitive. They're 2-2. There's no excuse for the Jets to be 0-4. Let Miami have their season from hell. We've had that season so many times. Let them have it this year. We've had that season from hell where it all falls apart. That was last year, right? The Jets were 2-6. Let them be that team this year that had expectations and it all just collapses and a new regime comes in. We've seen that many times, right? 2013, Rex, 8-8. Holy crap, how'd they do that? 2014 falls apart. They finish with 4 wins. New regime comes in. Like, that's what Miami's going through this year. Let them have that season. Let us get our first win. We'll figure out the next games after that. How about this for a back-to-back? So we just had the great King Lowski on the show. And if you watch any of King Lowski's calls, whether it be on this show or on Richie's program, AFC East Roundtable, you know that King Lowski is not afraid to get into it with rival fans, including this guy who joins us now to preview the Jets and the Dolphins tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, TD Fins Talk. Hello, TD.
What's up? What's up, Jake? How you doing, man?
Happy game day, man. How we feeling? Jets, Dolphins. Someone's going to maybe win tonight, or they tie like Dallas and Green Bay did. What's going on, TD? Appreciate you popping on.
Thanks for having me. First and foremost, I'm feeling great actually today because I don't know if you noticed, I've been down lately. The Dolphins been in the dumps, 0-3. Only terrible teams know how that feels. Just FYI. But listen, man, the reason why I feel great today because Dolphin fans all around the world wake up knowing that we finally are going to get a win. We are finally going to get a win. So it's promising, man. This is one of the better days for us. So we're just enjoying it. How about you, man?
Look, I'm looking forward to Aaron Glenn getting his first win as the Jet head coach. I mean, that's what it's all about. You have to win that first game. And I don't think there's any better opportunity than an opportunity to do it in prime time where, your quarterback has lost 6 of his last 7.
Y'all prime time next week?
No, tonight. The game's tonight, TD.
But are y'all prime time next week?
We're prime time tonight. A great time to do it, huh?
No, I mean, it's not happening tonight. So I'm trying to figure out when the first time y'all might be able to have that opportunity. Listen, and by the way, Jake, don't ever speak good of King Lowski. King Lowski, just the worst. He's a delusional Jets fan. That's why I like you. You're not delusional sometimes. But King Lowski is just full of delusion. But tonight's going to be a great game. I'm excited about it.
Do you hear that? I hear a rumble.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Well, if it ain't the fried fish himself, if it ain't this bum scrub Tony, you done lost your doggone mind coming on this doggone platform thinking you about to get off, son. Yeah, I'm fired up now. Tony, you done lost your doggone mind, son. You gonna lose tonight, boy. You done came on this program talking all that fried fish crap. Name your secondary. I keep telling you, name your secondary, bum. Name your secondary. Milton? You so hype? Milton. Don't forget, Tony.
Secondary. Your secondary been non-existent all year. Your secondary supposed to be good, and they've been terrible. They've been terrible. Where is Get out
You
of here.
ain't got Ramsey no more, bum. You ain't got Ramsey no more, bum. Hey, you better hope that child don't come here for you. You better hope that child don't come here for you. You two children at quarterback. You got 2 children. One that don't take accountability and one that's just pure trash. You done lost your doggone mind, Tony. Coming up here with all that fried fish. Y'all trash, Tony. Shut up, Tony. Y'all trash.
All you do is talk.
4-13, Tony. 4-13, Tony.
You go missing. You go missing every time we beat y'all. All you do is talk.
Tony, I'm everywhere, Tony. I'm on 4th and Forever. I'm on the AFC East Roundtable. I'm on the AFC East. I'm on everything, Tony. I'm on everything, Tony.
After that
Tony, you better be prepared. Hey, Tony, you better be prepared to get that black unlucky Dolphin jersey, and you better get your commentary ready, bum, because you already know you're going to be hitting the chair all night, bum.
We ain't losing to no Jets. You better stop this mess, man. Ain't
Tony,
no way we losing
you
to the
came
Jets.
on the platform trying to get off, Tony, and I ain't the only caller that's going to get in your ass, Tony. Pause. Let me tell you something, Tony. Your fried fish is going down, baby, and y'all ain't getting no win against us. None this season, because y'all some trash. Tyreek Hill don't even want to be there no more. And you can't name nobody on your doggone offensive line because we going to run through that official BTS. Just this shit.
Now that is a rumble, folks. It's game day. Big thank you to TD Finstalk and King Lowski for coming on the program. Love it. TD, I wish you well, but not tonight. Not with your football team. In life, I wish you well. You're a good guy. I met you in person. You're a gentleman, but I hate your football team. And tonight, the Jets will get their first win. They better. Love it. Love it. Shout out to Lowski, MVP. Bringing it. Nicholas says, King Lowski should do the team's pregame speech. I'm fired up. Spencer says, ain't nothing like a Lowski. Okay. Spencer Green says, I want to thank you to TD Finstalk. This is epic. Thanks to TD for coming on. Mr. Gorilla Salad says, why is Lowski wasting time on the guy who cries on live broadcast when the Fins lose? Oh, that was fun. Let's try another guy down in South Florida. Hopefully we could hear him. We tried already once, and his connection was choppy. Tim from Fishland. What's up, Tim?
How we doing? Can you hear me now?
Much better, Tim. What's going on?
Sorry, I was in a bad area. It depends. I'm working right now. No, it's hotter than hell down here. GreenBean had it perfectly. They got to possess the ball. They got to keep the defense on the sidelines. We cannot allow the Dolphins to go down 15 plays, having us suck and win. The humidity is going to be at like 95%. We have a tropical system coming through the area. No matter what, even at night, it's going to be brutal. And they're not going to be used to it. They're going to be cramping up. All right.
Well, they just played in Florida this past week, so I think that does help the Jets.
It might, but like I said, it's you got to stay on the field on offense. I want to see some pony packages with Brees and Braylon out there. All right, like they got to figure out something. And God forbid, because I know that the offensive line of Miami's and all that great. Just our luck. They'll knock out Tua, and then all of a sudden Zach Wilson will become the second coming of Dan Marino tonight. It will be our luck. I can guarantee it. But
if that happens, then this team should clean house because we have no coaching staff if that actually happens tonight.
Yeah, well, that means the players are quitting too. You know, the only thing that's happened to me is I hit my parlay yesterday, my 5-leg parlay on that Sunday night football game. Got 5 for $5 for more than $500. So
very nice. Look at you, Tim from Fishland. Well, give the community some memberships. Let's get you a Rex Ryan helmet.
Well, let's see. Let's see if Braylon, Garrett, and Justin Fields and Jalen Waddle score tonight. That's more money in my pocket. So let's just hope for that.
Tim?
And how do I gift, by the way? I'm not sure how I gift.
You have to do it from your computer or you have to do it from a laptop. You can just send in a super chat if you want to enter the raffle too. But memberships we prefer because then the community gets one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have a laptop, so I use my phone for everything.
All good, Tim. You're the man. Let's get a win, all right?
Yeah, let's hopefully get a win. Fry the fish. That was hysterical with TD and what's it and Lowski. I mean, that's pure comedy right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim from Fishland. Yeah, I mean, anyone who follows that rivalry knows that's just as powerful as the Jet Dolphin rivalry. TD versus King Lowski. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, your super chats cut the line, which is why we go to this one from Ralphie next. He says, just like it should have been last week, Jets should run the ball a lot and wear down the defense. And look, this is a defense that allows 145 rushing yards per game. Justin Fields should be able to be effective in the running game. And Brees Hall should have a big night too. That's their path to winning. Keep the Dolphins offense on the sideline. Get things rolling. By the way, last time the quarterback of the Jets, Justin Fields, played the Dolphins, he set the single game record for most rushing yards by a quarterback with 178. So maybe we can get some of that tonight, perhaps. That'd be something. Ralphie, you're in the raffle for 2. More of your calls right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is someone that you want to hear from on a Jet game day. Grab the oh shit bar. It's Mad Max.
It's Mad Max, ain't yapping about Jets. Oh. That boy, he's jamming. Yo. He's slamming. Freaking dancing. Wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we hear you, Mad Max.
A couple points I want to take away. So let's talk about a little bit last week. I couldn't call on last week. The Wi-Fi was terrible when I was on the call. So I think we made more competitive in the fourth quarter. The first 3 quarters, we played terrible. And then I didn't like Glenn's response. Like, oh, we're not the same old Jets, bro. This team is really undisciplined. The amount of penalties we had, we lost a super close game. Like, this is still the same old Jets. If you want to prove you're not the same old Jets, you got to beat the Miami Dolphins tonight. The Dolphins look like the worst team in the NFL right now. They lost 33-8 to the Indianapolis Colts. They lost to New England Patriots, and they lost to the Buffalo Bills. So right now, the Dolphins look like the worst team in the league. So I think the Dolphins defense is horrible. Like, honestly, the game plan today is we got to rush the ball. We got to use Justin Fields' legs. We got to use Breece Hall. What are your thoughts on that, Jake?
I think if the Jets score more than the Dolphins, they win the game.
I agree with you on that. And I think, I'm more optimistic. I think we could win our next 2 games. Like, next week, we play the Dallas Cowboys. And I understand that the Cowboys won 40 points against the Packers, but let's be fair. The Packers defense didn't play that good. And then the Cowboys allowed 31 points to Chicago Bears a week ago. In the first 2 weeks, the Bears' offense was horrible. So I think we could beat the Dolphins and the Cowboys.
Max, how many Red Bulls have you had today?
0.
How many cups of coffee?
0.
How many lines of Adderall?
0. What do you think is like? I think Saul should travel on Tyreek Hill. That's like the other game plan. And then I think the Jets are going to win today. I think it's going to be like 27-10. I think we're going to win.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You picked the Jets in each of their games so far this season, right?
I didn't pick against the Bucs because they played and they embarrassed us against the Buffalo Bills like in week 2. Like, I'll actually pick the Jets in this game because like the Dolphins look horrible.
Are you calling us from your dorm room, Max?
Yeah, dorm room.
How are things going in college?
It's going good. Charles Barkley came down on Tuesday at Ronan, and Tom McCarthy, the Phillies guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's like he's a good announcer. He came in for like some pizza of the pros, and then Charles Barkley came down. There was like 700 people there, so it was.
What did you say to Chuck?
I didn't say anything. It was like I was trying to ask a question about like what was like the hardest team you played against in your 20-year career, but like the line was so long, it was like crazy. But he's like one of the best like NBA hosts. And then Tom McCarthy is also like a very good announcer. Like he does like the Phillies and stuff. I asked because I remembered him on like a call. Remember like the Jets Dolphins game 2019? He was like, because it's actually like a flashback. So I remember like Tom McCarthy. It was like the first time I heard him on a call. It was like the Dolphins game, bro. He was like actually a good announcer for CBS. Like I don't understand why CBS doesn't put Tom McCarthy on more games. I think he's a good announcer.
What else did you do this weekend, Max?
Daged. I was very busy. I always keep myself busy, Jake.
Daged. For those who don't know what a dage is, that means a day.
And then I watched football yesterday. I watched Red Zone. So I keep up with the league. So
tell us more about the daging, Max.
Oh man, it was crazy. I went with another Jets fan. I went with some other Jets fan, and we were talking to like some Jets fans, and they said like, "Oh, Salah should not have been fired this early." It's a take though. Like, we should not fire Salah after going 2-3. Like I think
I don't care about your buddy. I don't care about your buddy's Jet takes. I want to hear more about this danger you were at.
Oh man. So I was talking. I met some new people. There's a couple Jets fans there. We were talking about some takes. So
did they know that you were Mad Max with the Jake?
No, they did not even know I was Mad Max.
Well, maybe they should.
They should. But we were talking a little bit about Jets. They're saying like they should not fire Salah. Like, and I agree with that. Like, I don't like if you're 2-3, like you should not fire Salah.
That's last year. We don't need to relitigate. Gator writes, and Max, tell us about the rumor that you were a ladies' man and scored with tons of chicks in college.
So true. How do you know that, Gator McCluskey? Like, honestly, how do you even know that?
Gator knows all.
Gator just knows everything. What is your score prediction for this game, Jake? What's the score prediction?
I'll tell you my prediction after you tell us more about what did you consume at this danger. Break it down.
Man, I had 3 beers.
Wow, 3 whole beers. Okay, now what type of beer?
It was some shitty beer. It was some like Corona. It was Corona.
What
are all the shitty canned beers they had?
If you think Corona is shitty, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, shitty beers in college is like Natty Light.
Natty Light, bro. Like the Corona was like. It was like canned beer, whatever shit it was.
Corona comes in a bottle. It's not a canned beer.
Yeah, but still, whatever canned beer it was shitty.
So what else happened, Mad Max? You had 3 beers, and then you talked to copious amounts of women?
I talked to some guys as well, a couple girls, a couple guys. It was crazy. Like I'd never seen a DH. They had
Let's focus on the women. Let's focus on the women, not the guys.
Oh man, the woman. I talked to a couple girls there. You know what I mean.
Did you tell them you're Mad Max?
No, I did not. I should tell them though. I like my track and field shirt. I didn't wear like a Jets jersey. Probably the next stage I'll wear a Jets jersey.
Yes, nothing gets you laid more than wearing a Jets jersey to a college party.
That's like a good costume right there, Jake.
A costume. It's a lifestyle, Max.
A lifestyle, yeah, it is such a lifestyle. Like we're gonna beat the Panthers as well. Like just also saying, the Panthers looked horrible yesterday. They lost the Patriots blowout. And Bryce Young looked like
your ability to quickly pivot off what we're talking about to something else is remarkable. Jack writes in, Max, if you ever have a clingy girl who won't leave you alone, reach out to me. I got the perfect advice.
Sounds good, Jack.
Hey, Gator says you're a top 5 caller for him, and he's on the Asmaniac Madness committee, so that carries a lot of weight.
Sounds good.
Any other thoughts, Max?
I think the Jets are going to win today.
Okay.
I'm confident in the Jets.
All right.
I'm confident in the Jets, and we'll win the next couple of games. I think we're gonna beat the Cowboys. We're gonna lose to the Broncos, and I think we're gonna beat the Panthers because the Panthers look horrible.
Hey, call the postgame show tonight. All right.
Sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mad Max.
What are you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
Incredible. Mad Max, one of the greats. Spencer Green says, Max gets mad girls. No doubt. No doubt. Tim Odenthal, that's Tim in Fishland, says, it feels like Satan's armpit without deodorant out here. Well, I do think the fact that the Jets just played in hotter conditions in Tampa during the day last week will have them prepare for tonight. I'm not using that as any excuse. Find a way to win. Mike Dems making it rain memberships. He just gifted a 10 spot for the people.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, if you got a membership from Mike Dems, make sure you thank him. I'll tell you who got him right now. Ryder Talon PA, Over the Top 72, Brian Farrell, King Izzy, Greg P, Dicker the Kicker, Mr. Downtown, Christian Bainbridge, Christian Thompson, all receiving a channel membership. More calls right now. We got a who's who on the line. We already heard from King Lowski. He was the runner-up in Asmaniac Madness, but it's game day, which means the champ is on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Jake, my brother.
Mr. Bonesy.
What's up, man?
I'm ready for our first win of the season tonight, Bones.
From in my best Jake Asman voice, from your lips to God's ears. My goodness. We need a dub, and I'm a little nervous, Jake. If I'm being honest, I'm almost, I'm already beat down, and I'm starting to just do what Coach tells me, which is we're stacking these bricks, and we're 2-1 in moral victories, and this is not instant coffee. That's what Glenn told us after a devastating loss.
It's interesting that he says that now when this was him all brash and bold at the combine.
As I said in my press conference, I'm very grateful to be the head coach of this team. There's a number of things that has transpired over this first month of being the head coach. The things that have been that's been important to me is the conversation that me and Mooj has had about this roster, about the coaching staff, the scouting department, and the conversation that I've had with our ownership group about how we see this as a team and moving forward. So those things have been outstanding to me. Listen, Mooj has talked about the Aaron Rodgers deal. I don't think there needs to be anything else said about that, especially with some of the players we have on the roster also. I don't think anything has to be said about that. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the forward thinking of this group and what we're going to do as a team. So we're here to win now, and we're looking forward to it. So any questions?
Here to win now. Well, win a damn game tonight, and don't tell us you're not the same old Jets when you're 0-3.
I couldn't agree more. And what I'm really there's a couple things I'm looking really deeply into this game. One is my number one priority is obviously Justin Fields and how he's going to respond to his last outing, which was a shitty run defensive team, said we're going to stack literally 9-10 in the box and run blitz you and force you to play quarterback. And, Justin Fields folded when we did that. When they did that. And, every other team that's gone against Buffalo has made it a game till the fourth quarter and been able to run the ball, including the Dolphins tonight that were playing. And then my second thing is Steve Wilks. I swear to God, if we do another zero blitz and watch someone make a mental mistake to get beat on a play that's in a big-time spot in the game that costs us the game, I'm literally going to lose my mind. Wilks is really getting under my skin. He's being so aggressive, like we're in week 12 or 13 of the system, and everyone on the field knows what they're doing 100%. He takes chances like we're already, built for this shit. And I'm really down on Wilks right now. I really need to see some improvement in that regards. And I'm really just the desperation of the Dolphins tonight. Tua obviously loves Mike McDaniels. Mike McDaniels saved his career, got him paid. Tua is set for life because of Mike McDaniels. So we are going to see the best version of Tua. He does not want his coach to get fired, and I'm sure a lot of players don't. I don't think them sucking is completely on Mike McDaniels, and I just think they're going to play more desperate. And if our coach is always, we're going to be 3-1 in moral victories, I'm a little nervous. I'm hoping that he feels the desperation from the fans because, we've been down the dumps for a while, and we really could use a win and a win against Miami, who we can bury them and bury their season.
You could build on it, and you could prove that last week's fight was something that actually carried over. Like that was my big issue with the week 1 moral victory crowd. It means nothing if you then no-show week 2. All that goodwill, where'd it go? You lost. And then you no-showed against Buffalo. So if Glenn's going to point to the fight of his guys last week, then you better come out swinging in the first quarter and get an early lead. Like, let's go. Show up. You haven't shown. You played one good quarter in your last 8 quarters. Show up tonight. You say you're not the same old Jets. Come out and punch Miami in the mouth with your brand of football that you should be able to play against a defense that can't stop the run.
I hope we get the ball first. I want the ball first. I do not want the Miami Dolphins to get out there and dink and dunk their way to a touchdown and use 9 minutes, and then us come out and have what happened with Buffalo where Fields comes out and fumbles on the first play and then just completely melts because he can't throw the ball. Like, I want the ball, and I want us to come out and start running the ball like we did against the Steelers. The only thing is how Miami's going to attack it. Like, if they come out like, Tampa Bay didn't let us run the ball. Buffalo didn't let us run the ball. So we better come out with a game plan. I better see – if I don't see a pass thrown deep to either Arian Smith or Garrett, like I'm talking like a fly off a play action when we're in a run heavy, we better throw – and I better see more fucking quarterback sneaks because I know Tyrod Taylor – we had that 4th down call was a quarterback sneak, and we're in single back, and then he audibles to the run, and we get stuff like we always do. Our offensive line, in my opinion, we're not that big bad we're coming on 3rd or 4th down and 1 and run the ball down your throat. We never have been. We haven't been that for a couple of years now. We've always sucked on short down yardage with the same kind of, maybe Membu will be different. Maybe having Titman at guard will help running to the right side, but I'm very down on the optimism tonight of Glenn hasn't made me feel yet that he's desperate for a win. He makes me feel like he's comfortable with what's going on, and we're stacking bricks, brick by brick, and this is what it's supposed to be. We're not like that's how he's taking these losses. So I'm just really hoping that that Justin Fields just proves me wrong and can play quarterback tonight, and that the offense gets started. I want the ball, man. I want to come out and start fucking running that ball hard and literally just control the game. Us take control of the game because I don't have faith that the defense is going to take control. We're beat up, and Miami always dinks and dunks and scores. Look like they were against their last game in Buffalo. They were desperate. They had Buffalo on their heels, and then Tua throws a pick. We ain't getting a pick. I mean, it'll be a miracle if we get an interception. So I want the ball first, and we need to score a touchdown, and Fields needs to look good for us to have our starting point of this game. Like, I don't believe that Fields could have did what Tyrod did with the comeback in the second half against Tampa. I don't think Fields is built like that. He's not built to pass the ball. He's built for a specific brand of football, which involves running the ball down their throats from the beginning to the end, just like it was with the Steelers game where our passing came from the run being so scary. So I'm hoping, man. I'm so desperate for a win, Jake, man. I'm so down. I'm so beat up. I'm so sad. Watching Aaron Rodgers 3-1. Aaron Rodgers ain't even doing anything different than he did for us.
You know what he's doing? He's on a team that what the Jets were supposed to be. A good defense, well coached, and he's not making mistakes. That's all. Everyone moved the goalpost for what Rodgers was supposed to be last year, coming off the injury at age 41. How he's playing is how, if he had played that way, if he stayed healthy in 2023, that version of the Jets that won 7 games with that defense and Zerline, who didn't miss that year, and Morstead, they win 10 games. Like, that is what he's doing now with Pittsburgh. He's making the plays when he has to. He's well coached. He's on a team with a stacked defense, and they're winning. That's literally what we thought the Jets were going to be last year, where he didn't have to be the hero, just play competently, which he's done, and win games.
100%. He's not throwing the ball down the field. Crazy. He's doing the same thing. He's reading the defenses. They got the run game going. They just beat Minnesota, and they didn't even have Jalen Warren. They had to play the rookie and just Kenneth Gainwell. Like, I don't know. And that's what's worrying me, because it's just like, I personally think that with Rodgers, you know, he wanted to come back. He wanted to fix things with us. He wanted.
They also would have Devontae back too.
Exactly. We wouldn't be worrying about wide receiver 2 because Devontae would be here too. We would have ran it back. And I personally think if Glenn gave Rodgers a chance and didn't worry about, you know, the guys talking about Rodgers in the back of the room and questioning what Glenn said first, that was Glenn's big thing. But I think Tanner and Rodgers would have been like, just kind of like he is with Arthur Smith. He's not doing his offense. He's doing Arthur Smith's offense. And if Rodgers would have signed up for that, to do that with Tanner, you know, we could still be having a little bit of faith with a Hall of Famer. So I don't know. This could all go away with a win tonight. All this pain. We could just start off with just feeling a little bit better about ourselves.
Yeah, we can enjoy a win, which would be wonderful. Bonesy, hang in there.
You too, Jake. Love you, buddy.
Just dance, Bonesy. At least we're 2-1 in the moral victory department.
Well, I don't want to see that tonight. I don't want to see it.
The Jets have been ass so far. Worse than Beastbreaker's ass. Can that change tonight? Couple super chats here. Spencer Green says, as maniacs at this point, what has shown us Fields is better than Zach Wilson? I need help in this argument. I mean, his career, he's been better. Just look at the numbers. Fields had a great week 1. He sucked week 2. He got hurt. And we'll see what he is tonight. This is not to say Fields is great. I've never been a Fields guy. If anyone who watches this show knows, I'm rooting for him. He's the Jet quarterback. I hope he could have this career renaissance like Daniel Jones is doing so far, and Sam Darnold did last year, and Baker has done now the last couple of years. But he's better than Zach Wilson. That I know. Cynthia W. has gifted a membership. Thank you, Cynthia. Appreciate you. All right, here's what we're going to do. Home stretch of the show. We're going to take a quick break and then rapid fire through your last couple of calls. Make sure you stay on because some late show fireworks could be coming. Plus, we're still accepting more entries for this right here, the signed Rex Ryan helmet. So keep that in mind. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be back right after you enjoy the Asmaniac anthem that Daz put together.
season is done. The lane train pulls into question. He asks how we feel about the Jets. All the chat, all replies with a chorus of sighs. It's a game that we'll never forget. Here's to you, the Asmaniacs, doing a Jets chant tonight. Shout it loud, wild and proud, because losing just doesn't feel Now Gator is making an intro about how we're rebuilding the team. Ricky New York smoking, and he's debating all the mistakes and the penalties. Gary is here preaching about stupid stuff like gender roles. Mimosas had enough, drops a 50 spot. Now he's with Pat's 12 in the hole. Here's to you, the Asmaniacs, doing a Jets chant tonight. Shout it loud, wild and proud, because losing just doesn't feel Kyle Clifton is calling in with decent points to be made. The chat will shout, is he inside or out? Boomtown recording what they say. King Lowski is on the line. Bad internet whilst on a drive. A chat chat he yells, good logic he tells. Asmaniacs, we're here until we die. Here's to you, the Asmaniacs, doing a Jets chant tonight. Shout it loud, wild and proud, because losing just doesn't feel Beastbreaker calls and yelling, always pointlessly saying the same. Makes everyone bored, the whole chat's unsure if he even watched the game. The show is a home for Asmaniacs. Defeat us and optimists too. And though Sunday will fade, by Wednesday we pray. A win next week we pursue. Here's to you, the Asmaniacs, doing a Jets chant tonight. Shout it loud, wild and proud, because losing just doesn't feel right. Here's to you, the Asmaniacs, doing a Jets chant tonight. Shout it loud, wild and proud, because losing just doesn't feel right. Because losing just doesn't feel right.
Now that, folks, is some damn good music.
Joining
Oh.
us right now is a new member of the ESPN family. He's also an old.
Nobody gives a shit.
Hold on, I'm having some glitches here, Rich.
Oh, that was great. That was perfect. Nobody gives a shit.
All right, we're back. Home stretch of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we go to next? We go to a man who can't wait to watch tonight and root against the Jets.
Alert, alert, Allen alert. KC Jet fans are dumbass jerks. Alert, alert, an Allen alert. Delusional dreams for pathetic fans. My Big Joe is a dog. Beastbreaker is fat and dumb as a rock. And Gator's a dick who blocked all my chats. We should have got all Josh Allen to start. This show needs me. Jake knows I'm right and he's always wrong. Alert, alert, Allen alert. KC Jet fans are dumbass jerks. Alert, alert, an Allen alert. You hate because I'm always right.
First of all, shout out to dads. I feel like I was
reliving my 80s listening to that theme song. That was like an 80s movies theme song. So shout out. That was awesome. Listening to Bonesy, he looks like a beaten man. I'm sorry, Bonesy. Rodgers was never coming back. He was never coming back. It's over. Okay. 2 comments. First of all, off topic. Kudos to Liam Cohen for absolutely shutting up Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh, I don't know what he was thinking this week with the comments about the Jags legally stealing signs. If he ever wants a head...
Alan, hold on. Where'd you go? You're still here.
If he ever wanted a head coaching job again, I don't know what he was thinking. It was
not for long. Alan, you had a great run. But Spencer Green says your day is done.
Now look what you've done, Alan. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
I love it. Alan starts his call, and you can see in his little name thing, he already has 0-4 tonight. Like, he's rooting for it. He claims to be a Jet fan. He's not. He wants to see this team lose every game. Even though they hired the coach that he wanted, by the way. He wanted Aaron Glenn. That was the guy. He wanted them to get rid of Rodgers. Guess what they did? So they do everything he wants, and he still roots against his own team. Spencer, thank you for the super chat. You were in the raffle with that bounty on Allen. You're in the raffle for 10, which will be coming up shortly here because I got to end the show. I got something at 12:30. So home stretch here. Black Gypsy, you're next. Go ahead.
What up, guys? So congratulations on the show, Jake. I was in California working for Tesla, and a whole bunch of guys that were back there was like, you guys watch the Asmaniacs? California. Like, a whole bunch of people were like, yeah, we watch that show all the time. We're Jets fans. Like, we're everywhere. And you're becoming the Pat McAfee of the Jets, which I think is fucking awesome.
I appreciate it. I'm glad that you
You're
ran
awesome.
into you were in LA and you ran into listeners?
Yeah.
Nice.
At Tesla. I just found nuts because you wouldn't think those guys are, most of them are super nerds. For today, I'm not optimistic. I'm not, at this point, I'm not even mad anymore. Like, it's so crazy because the decisions that were made from last year to this year, when people bring up the Rodgers stuff, I'm a Rodgers guy, so whatever. It is what it is. But my sticking point's the same thing. Like, McDaniels is going to out-scheme Wilkes, and unless the defense gets 2 picks, which two is known for throwing some picks, I think everything lands on Fields' shoulders tonight. Fields is going to have to win the game on his shoulders. He's going to have to run and do whatever, like Jackson Dart did. Do whatever you got to do. Like, if you get hurt with winning the game, like, do something because this defense, Wilkes is going to get out-schemed. Like, if I watched the tape from last week and the day after I called, and man, some bad defensive play calls, bad situational play calls. Like, I know a lot of the people are like, oh, it's the players, they suck, Like, part of being a DC is getting your guys ready to be in their spots and doing what they're supposed to do. If you fucked up the week before, then the next week you shouldn't have the same fuck up. Stevens shouldn't be out of his spot. Like, but it is what it is, man. I'm very happy Allen went to the whole fuck Allen. I hope we can win. Like, we're going up against possibly the 3 worst teams that are left in the NFL in Dallas and Carolina. So
Dallas is not that bad. Their defense is bad, but they can score.
They can score, but their defenses suck. So maybe if Fields can, it literally the whole season, because when the season started, everybody was like, oh, defense. I don't believe in the defense. But I was neutral on that. The offense, I thought, I said it and everybody laughed at me. Fields has to rush the whole game. It literally has to be, anytime he sees a hole, run. Because he hesitates 1 second after the ball's like in his hands. He's like, oh, should I pass to that guy? No. And then he's late, and then the guy's late in catching the ball. Like, it's going to be on his shoulders. Like, I have no faith in the defense. Like, zero faith in Wilkes. I'm losing faith in AG, which I never really had before. Like, it kind of feels like Detroit year when Detroit lost all those games. It just has that same feeling to it. I don't see a lot of positive. But if we can't beat Dolphins, like who can we beat, bro? Like, the Dolphins really suck right now. So I hope we could do something. As Maniac for life, love you guys.
Like Gypsy, you're the man. Look, I agree. They got to win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're shit.
We're shit unless we win. That's it. And Glenn's saying you're not the same old Jets. Like, he backed his team, right? His team better back him. Let's see if that message is translating. Big fella in the house. Who went through more tissues this weekend? Allen crying over Joe Alt or Charles Gorman doing, well, Charles Gorman things? I'm sorry about Joe Alt, Allen. We know he's your favorite player. Spencer Green says, Mets 2128 is chirping me because I got rid of Allen. He could bring him back, but he blew his bankroll betting the Mets to make the playoffs. Is Mets 2128 the one that I yelled with? Is that actually the Mets 2128? Like, is that the guy? Or is that just someone whose name is Mets 2128? I actually don't know. I think it's someone trolling that guy. Because Mets 2128 hasn't called in since we screened about Tom Thibodeau back in like June. Anyway, big fella, thanks for joining the raffle. Home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Stop what you're doing. And Mikey midnight it up. Mikey, this will be a quick one. And how did I know?
You get the fuck out.
Mikey, one day your internet or camera or both won't suck. Until then, we continue with your calls right now. And I know where we will go next. It's time to get your Cho on. Gator says, I think Big Cho might need an intro.
Big Cho. Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in. Big Cho. I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles. We're talking about Big Cho. My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
I put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling. Big Cho. Jake.
Big Cho.
What's going on? I lost another bet because the fucking lost.
Stop making bets. You don't win any of them.
I got a bet tonight, so I'll be wearing fucking fish shit tomorrow or whenever I call. I have to call in, so I hadn't called in all week. My back's fucking killing me. So I don't my L5 S1 vertebrae's not fused. I found out, so I have to have an operation to get them to fuse it. I'm not happy.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Big Cho. I'm also sorry to hear that you're wearing Tampa gear.
Yeah, it's only till game time, then I can put my Jets gear back on.
Have you thought about not betting on the Jets?
No, I mean, I want to support the team. You know, I will say, you know, I wanted Aaron Glenn to be the coach. So I can't give up on him right yet. Just because it's kind of hard with me being a coach to rag a coach.
Are you typing, Big Cho? What is that like noise in the background?
It's rain up against my windowsill.
Oh.
Sorry. So I'm not going to bash him, you know, right yet. I will say that the guy I wanted in the draft, and everybody kind of looked the other way when I said it, looked pretty damn good yesterday, and his name is Jackson Dart. That's who I thought we should have got.
I mean, he's played one game so far. He looked pretty good. Let's see. I don't think the Jets looked at this quarterback class like they wanted to be all in on it. This regime knows they have time, and they view this year's class as better. Time will tell if they're right on that.
Well, we'll see. I think they made a mistake, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, Daniel Jones was amazing his first start too. We gotta wait a little while longer before we know.
Well, Jones from the Colts is looking pretty good right now.
Well, for sure. But my point is so much about a quarterback is like the situation you put them in. And I want to see this team win some games, feel like they have a good coaching staff. So the Jets do draft a quarterback. That guy has a legit chance to succeed.
Well, I hope so, but I hope we don't get like the first pick in the draft because that means we suck this year.
Correct.
I'm hoping for a big win tonight. I got us 26-23.
Georgie says that his day just got ruined by seeing you on screen.
Man, fuck him, man. I'm tired of his shit.
Now, Big Joe, you've been sending me lots of emails. Do you think you're still going to make it to the Carolina game?
I'm going to try, man. It just depends on this nerve pain. This nerve pain's out of control. I have a hard time getting out of bed with the nerve pain, so we'll have to see. I'm hoping.
Also, Big Joe, hold on. I have to play this. Otherwise, the FCC will find me.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Hey, somebody else did the F-bomb earlier today. You didn't play that.
Yeah, but we've said it too many times. You took us over the limit.
What did I say it one time?
3 times.
I said it 3 times?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I must not be counting. Yeah, I'm tired of girly Georgie. I'm on the IR and Silk and whip his ass.
Hey, Georgie wants to know if you can count.
Tell his punk ass to call in sometime.
Hey, have you thought about maybe making some popcorn, Big Joe? It sounds like that rain is actually popcorn being prepared.
I usually have some popcorn when I'm watching the game or something. I'll have some popcorn tonight.
Okay, so you'll have some popcorn tonight. And what Jets jersey will you be wearing?
You know what? I decided to not go with the jersey tonight. I'm going to just go with the Jets shirt and the shorts to see if I can change it up.
What about Jets underwear? You have any of that?
No, I don't. I have Jet socks, though.
What about a Jet thong?
No, I do not. I don't wear thongs. Don't wear thongs.
All right.
That's more a Beast style, I think.
Let me ask him. Beast, do you wear
Get
thongs?
the hell out of here with that. You blind McFly? I wear boxes, my friend, because you're so OD green.
I'm just playing.
Hey, in the words of Point One, hey, watch it, buddy. Don't take another step. Watch you get one of these.
Thank you, Big Joe. Thrilling call. Beast, thank you. I got 2 left, then the raffle. Philly Noodles and then Adam. What's up, Philly?
What up, bro? What up?
How we doing?
I'm right. Beast. Big Joe, man. I've been at those days where your back is messed up. When I first injured my back years ago, but I feel like he's just coasting all the time with the back injury, bro. You gotta get that fusion done, dude. We need to see you sit upright. That'll be the day. Like the whole show will collapse if he sits upright. Game over, bro. You'll have to create a whole new video of him sitting upright. I don't know. Jackson Dart crap. I don't even want to hear it. People need to chill out. The kid had like a decent game, and I mean he played a decent defense. If he plays a harder defense, let's see what he does. He lost his number 1 receiver. You know, I'd like to see them win on the same week the Giants win, though. You can't live that down. You run into one of your friends who are a Giants fan. Other than that, I mean, let's just see what happens. But Justin Fields relying on him, they couldn't even throw a out route to a running back 2 weeks ago. So Black Gypsy and anybody with hopes of him putting a game on his shoulders.
You know who can, though? The guy who's 3-1 on the Steelers. Your favorite.
Oh, I fucking hate that, man. There's an F-bomb for you. Listen, he's about 1 sack away from death. Everybody just wait for the countdown. And I did say Daniel Jones, and now Chef Kevin has came around and realized maybe Philly was right about that take. I said just for freaking competition sense. because they anointed Justin Fields. You look at Daniel Jones, and he's doing all right. But like you said, it really is where you put a quarterback in position. If you put Daniel Jones on his team, is he the same Daniel Jones right now? Probably not. We don't know. But Justin Fields is who he is, who we thought he could be. I don't know if he's going to fucking cocoon himself out into a butterfly or some shit, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. He's got to run for like 150 if we win tonight. And Brees has got to get the ball at least 20 times between running and passing. That's how we win.
Ladies and gentlemen, Philly Noodles. And Philly, this is for Aaron Rodgers, you bum. I love you, Philly. Good to meet you in person in Tampa last week. All right, one last call, then we'll do the raffle. Adam is too cool. What's up, Adam? You're today's closer.
I know, and Spencer deprived me of meeting my daddy. Oh no.
That sounds so wrong.
I want the Jets to win. I don't want 0-4 like anybody else really does, unless they really want change. If they want change, root for
your
no
father
lose.
Alan wants 0-4. He needs it.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Like, screw that. And ask him to give Billy Madison's stupid backwards cap back. So at any rate, we need Olu to have a bounce back game. We need Mason Taylor to have a Mason Taylor game because the Dolphins statistically give up the most yards to tight ends in the league. I think that we're going to see an improvement with Josh Reynolds and Fields back. I think you're going to see a lot more creativity on the offense again. And I do think having a decent wide receiver 2 is going to make a difference for Garrett because they will probably double him anyway. So let's see what happens. I mean, everyone's saying over, but, this could also be a very nervous set of teams that just are going to play super conservative and play it safe and don't do any dangerous passes. And it can go under just as easily because both teams, I think in the end are going to play more conservative. I think when it comes to culture, versus strategy, culture always trumps strategy when it's all said and done. But you're only as good as your last game, right? We didn't win that game. We could have. The previous game was disgusting. So let's win this one. Let's get a streak going. Go Jets.
Well said. Well said. Couple membership shout outs here. This happened during the break. Cynthia, thank you. You're in for one. Ryan, thank you. You're in for one. ChatGPT is down right now, though, and I usually use ChatGPT to help me automate all the names being counted. So I don't know why I'm having some issues here. I might not be able to do this raffle till the afternoon show. We'll combine the entries. I'm hoping that is not the case, though. But I'm having some major issues here. I don't know if this is just a me problem or all of it. But I think we might have to delay the raffle, unfortunately, if I can't get this figured out quickly. I would ask Beast to help, but he's not on the line. I saw Spencer wants me to ask Beast. Yeah, ChatGPT is down. Okay. Well, if you entered for this raffle, you're automatically entered for this afternoon, and I'm going to add another prize, too. So we'll give away a Rex Ryan signed helmet on the pregame show with O'Leary, and I'll add another prize. Could be a signed item. It could be a Jets jersey, but unfortunately, I don't have the capabilities of putting the names all together. So if you entered, you're in for the weekly, and you will have a chance to win the daily this afternoon because, unfortunately, I am unable at this moment to count all the names. Jayquist says, Adam, what was the daddy reference? People say that Adam is the son of Alan because they look alike. That was the reference. All right. On that note, I'm going to wrap the show. But first, I'm going to say, Big Cho, I hope your back feels better.
Thanks, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Cho. Two raffle prizes on the afternoon show. 3:30 early start time, not 4 or 4:30 because the Jets play at 7:15. So I want to make sure that we're live in the afternoon to take you right till the game gets underway. Can't wait, folks. Please win. We don't ask for much as fans. A win tonight is one of those things we're asking for, and I don't think we're wrong to ask for it. Let's get a dub. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. Thank you to GreenBean. Thank you to TD Fins Talk. We're back this afternoon. Justin Fields, channel your inner Mark Sanchez tonight, and let's get a dub in South Beach.
here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the fuck out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.